We arrived at the beachside resort just before sunset, the sky glowing orange and pink. It was peaceful, the perfect escape we needed from the chaos of the city. The resort was tucked away from the busy tourist spots, making it feel like we had found our own hidden paradise. After settling in, we decided to take a walk along the beach. The waves were calm, the sand soft beneath our feet, and the ocean stretched endlessly in front of us. It was serene, but as the sun began to set, I felt a strange unease. The sky turned darker, and the vastness of the beach started to feel eerie, as if something unseen was watching us. On our way back to the room, a low, distant hum caught my attention. It seemed to be coming from the forest behind the resort, faint but constant. "Did you hear that?" I asked, pausing. My boyfriend shrugged. "Probably just the wind or the waves. Let's head back." I nodded, though the sound stuck with me, lingering in the back of my mind as we returned to our cabin. Inside, the cozy space felt safe, and after some dinner, the eerie feeling started to fade. But that night I woke up abruptly. At first I wasn't sure why, but then I heard it again, the same low, rhythmic hum, only louder now, more distinct. It was coming from the forest. I got out of bed and went to the window. Moonlight filtered through the trees, casting long, jagged shadows across the forest floor. The sound seemed to pulse from the depths of the woods. My boyfriend stirred in bed. "Did you hear that?" I whispered, but he just mumbled, too tired to notice. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I closed the window and tried to sleep, but that unsettling hum echoed in my head, making it hard to relax. The next morning, we laughed it off, blaming the strange noises on nerves or exhaustion from the trip. The sun was shining, the waves were gentle, and we spent the day on the beach, trying to shake off the strange events of the night before. But as evening approached, the memory of the sound returned, creeping back into my thoughts. That night, we decided to explore the forest. My boyfriend was curious, and I was too, though a part of me was hesitant. As we entered the dense trees, the air felt different, heavier, thicker. The forest was eerily quiet, the only sound our footsteps crunching on the leaves. We walked for a while before coming across a small clearing. In the center stood an old stone structure, half crumbled and overtaken by vines. It looked ancient, out of place in the middle of the forest. My boyfriend moved toward it, intrigued, but I stayed back, uneasy. "This is weird," I muttered under my breath, scanning the tree line. And then I saw it, a shadow at the edge of the clearing. At first I thought it was a trick of the light, but it moved. It was tall and distorted, its shape flickering in and out of the darkness, almost humanoid but wrong. My heart raced and I felt frozen in place. "We should go," I said, my voice shaky. He looked up, noticing my fear. Nodding, he agreed, and we started to make our way back through the forest. But as we walked, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew colder, and the forest became darker, even though night hadn't fully set in yet. The hum returned, louder now, vibrating through the ground and surrounding us like an invisible presence. Then came the whispers, low, unintelligible, but unmistakably there. They came from all directions, faint at first, then overlapping, building into an unsettling chorus. My heart pounded as I glanced around, trying to pinpoint where they were coming from, but there was no one. Just the trees. We picked up our pace, the whispers growing louder, closer, until it felt like they were right behind us. My breath caught in my throat as I saw it again, the shadow, following us, slipping between the trees, always staying just out of sight but always there. Panic surged through me. We ran, stumbling over roots and fallen branches, the whispers turning into a maddening cacophony. My legs burned and my lungs ached, but we didn't stop until we could see the lights of the resort through the trees. We burst out of the forest and onto the beach, gasping for air. For a moment, we just stood there, catching our breath, too shocked to speak. "I don't know what that was," my boyfriend finally said, his voice shaking. I didn't know either. All I knew was that something had followed us out of that forest, something unnatural. We hurried back to our cabin, locking the door behind us, the eerie feeling still clinging to the air. The whispers had stopped, but the tension remained, thick and heavy, as if whatever had been in the forest was still watching us, waiting for us to step outside again.